Mm. So my right shoulder blade right now is a little painful. I was up at 3 with my dog, and she had to pee, and and it was fine, whatever. Um, she did her thing, her usual routine of rolling around on the floor first, doing whatever she does, and then she goes downstairs, and I go down with her, and I wait for her. I'm like her handmaiden. I wait for her, and so we go outside, and that's fine. She does her thing, and I go back inside, and I go to sleep, and I watch my little videos on YouTube or Pluto, and I wake up, and oh my God, I have this back pain. Well, it's not even back pain. It's like when you have like when you feel like you have a muscle spasm or something. Not even muscle spasm. Like you feel like you went through a, I don't know how do you explain. It's just a pain in my shoulder blade, just the right side. But this was after yesterday of feeling all the hot and cold last night, and then the day before that my husband was at the bar at a birthday party that I chose not to go to, because I knew if I was to go to a bar, forget it. Either I would destroy someone or they would destroy me up close and personal. Not because I would be fighting, but because of the microbial wars that go on when you are in crowds at this point. So my husband brought home a bunch of stuff, which is fine, I don't care. And I know he was smelling like onions yesterday. So it took like overnight for his body to process the viruses he was exposed to. No, he's not vaccinated, neither am I. The people that he was around were vaccinated, but they're very strong stock, because Ohio, we're strong stock over here. So they were all hanging out, and everything seems to be okay. But this morning I woke up with back pain, right shoulder blade back pain. And so I just took a major data dump, okay? And that's the nicest way I could put it. And it felt a lot better, like a lot better. And so, but I was strong enough to get out of bed. 'Cause I was like, oh my God. Any way I turn, I'm like, oh crap. But and I was thinking, just like right now when I'm drinking my coffee, and how I'm going to begin this book and where am I going to start, because I've been starting over again with this book for like the last 3 months as new information came through. And then I narrowed everything down to like, first, right now we have to understand that there is so much life out there in the universe and the galaxies. I mean, there's 2 million, there's like a trillion, 2 million, 2 million, whatever, galaxies in the universe. And there's only one solar system that we know of in the Milky Way, but there's 3,200 stars that have the same kind of formation that we have. So I know there is a lot of advanced forms out there that do play chemistry, play lab, play let's create life. Okay, I mean, if we could do it in a lab right now on this earth, we know that some beings out there have also figured out how to capture the elements and figure out chemical reactions and all of that. And so we can't assume that we're the only ones that know everything. So let's take it bigger than us. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm saying there's a higher power. There's people that have more information. Do I call them a higher power? No, because we're gaining the information. We're learning the information. So there's no higher power if you have the ability to learn. It's only when you don't have the ability to learn where then you would then go pray to a higher power or someone that you think is more than you and you're less than. So then I'm like, okay, so how old was Sumer? How many years was Sumer in its heyday? And they were only like 2,000 years old, and they were the ones that started all the math, English. They were the ones that started academia. Forget the Greek system. The Greek system, just we whitewashed what was going on in the Sumerian days. Oh, we so whitewashed everything. And I'm like, oh my God, because I'm looking at Greek mythology and academia and all this stuff and the whole Greek system. And I was like, oh God, they're amazing. They're so advanced. I mean, wait, hold on a second. Wasn't Sumer advanced because they were brought in this information first? That was the original math and English and science and astronomy and all of that. And I never really studied Sumer. I studied it like in junior high, but I never took any advanced classes in Sumer or in Old West, or in not Western, but old civilization. No, I only knew about classical antiquity, neoclassical antiquity, Greco-Roman, Those were the things that were shoved down our face in our Western culture in the West. And so you don't hear about too much about Sumer. I see you, Sugar. Oh, my doggy. Yeah, I'm going to take her out as soon as she figures out how to go downstairs. She will. But so I know that the Greeks weren't the ones that were that advanced. I mean, they're advanced, yeah. I mean, because they were able to take on information from Sumer. But you know that from Sumer, the Akkadians and the Semitics and all the different wars in Babylon, all of that came in between Sumer, who was the start of everything, all the way up to Western culture. So you figure Sumer was 2,000 years, and then Western culture is about Western culture is like 600 years, but the Greco-Romans were about 9,000 years? 900 years. It was okay. I have to remember after. Yeah, it was like almost 1,000 years. So Western culture and the Greco-Romans are almost the same age. Like we've been around almost the same time, and then Sumer was 1,000 years more advanced because they've been around for 2,000 years way back when. Yeah, we're more advanced now today. Well, we seem to be more advanced because we have what we think is more advanced than Sumer. Maybe Sumer had the same things we had, but everything was covered up from wars and, deception and all that. Oh God, my back. So I figure that I see you, Sugar. You have to go to the bathroom? Okay, hold on. Everything is like around my dog. So, all right, I'm going to just take you downstairs with me. All right, Sugar, hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay, guys, sorry. Okay. So anyway, so I'm thinking, as I'm figuring out what I'm taking down with me. Okay. All right, come on, Sugar. We're going to go before you piss on the floor. Is that eventually we need to let go of religion. We need to let go of the politics, and I think that is going to be happening. And eventually it will only be the sciences, like the science of life and death, that is going to be the only thing left. Because if you live in the old doctrines and you live in the old texts and you live in all the old stuff, recycling the old all the time as if you want to keep reinventing the wheel, then you will have the same wars, you have the same cancer, disease, chronic illness, autoimmune disorders. And so I think eventually our society is going to be more advanced where we're not going to have missionaries. We're not going to have all these people that are going to take over another, that eventually the world is going to homogenize and it's going to finally coalesce together and merge together under, one world order. Because you see how much division has caused so much strife in families, in communities, in cities, and states, in nations. And so I understand what the New World Order is trying to do, and I am not opposed to it. And so when you simplify everything and you look at how long these civilizations have been around and for how long, then you realize that we're really young. When you think about America, okay, forget Europe. Europe is Western culture, I think. Europe's been around for a long time too. But America is only 300 years old. But we are expounding on all the information from those from way in antiquity. The beginning 5,000, 6,000 years ago. And so if I'm going to do any timeline, I'm going to forget all the salad and the tomatoes. I'm going to look at the meat and the bread. The meat and the bread. The bread is like Sumer. And the meat is all the what we have developed since Sumer. And it'll be an open face sandwich because it's not going to be a closed sandwich. So it's like we're still evolving, but we're going to let go of the old ways. Come on, Sugar. And so that's why I was the way I was the last couple of days, because I think I'm evolving. I'm not trying to be religious. I'm not trying to even be political. I'm trying to be scientific, because that's how everything started, with science. Everything's about science. Thermodynamics. See, she's going to pee on the deck because she couldn't make it all the way down. She's so cute. Okay, everything is about science. The thermodynamics of life and death. That's what people should be understanding. Not get lost in all the flippin' religions and all the flippin' politics and getting lost in all the distractions of the mainstream media and then trying to stop evolution. Because evolution is about getting evolution about progress. It's about improving on the prototype. That's what evolution is. Evolution is not reinventing the wheel every flipping generation like we're doing now every 100 years. Every new generation thinks that they're just more special, have better this. No, we keep expounding. But everything has been done under the sun. But now with this whole indefinite life and immortality, it's a whole new different way of explaining it. It's not what people think. It's not like you can, like I said, you can't survive a tornado if you step right in the middle of it, okay? That, immortality is knowing when to run away. Immortality is knowing when to cut off relationships. Immortality is knowing your boundaries. That's what immortality is. Immortality is not stopping evolution and taking vectors for evolution because you can't handle the symptoms and the pain. That's what immortality is. Immortality is understanding how to plug into the matrix and update your system and upgrade. That's what immortality is. It's not fear of viruses, fear of food, fear of air, water, letting all the different pundits on TV put fear porn into you and then take money from you and extract your resources because you don't know any better. Immortality is knowing better. Immortality is evolution. Immortality is everything that people are not in the politics, religion, and the dogmatic science world. And so that's what immortality is. It's not this magical, I dream of genie in a bottle and you rub it and then it comes out and gives you 3 wishes. There's a lot of fantasy in the mortal men out there because they keep dreaming of something that they can never really establish or encounter themselves because they're living less than 100 years. When you live less than 100 years, you will always dream about something that can never be because you'll never see it. And so imagination, it comes from people who are on their way out the door because, the hormones are coming to surface. I mean, I live from reality every single day. Every single day I live from reality. And all my stories are from reality. I don't have to make up shit to be entertaining. I just look at what's already put out there by my predecessors. And that means people in Sumer. Yeah, you can have all the different dynasties and all the different wars and all the different, occupations. And that's all fun for the meat of the sandwich. But it's an open face sandwich. It's like a Dagwood with no bread on the other side. And a Dagwood sandwich is like a tower, like a super huge sandwich with everything in it. But this is not the end. But the people who are like religious and the missionaries, they want to always call it the end. And so that's why I get a gut reaction from scripture, from dogmatic people who are tapping into their oxytocin, using the love, and the hate, and then all the debates, annihilating people with the debates, okay, and finding angles to get in, the proselytizing, the selling, okay. I'm eradicating all of that, and I want to give people the opportunity, but not shove it down their throat. And so, I'm looking at all my notes on this wall, but when it really comes down to it, I'm just going to be very, I'm going to be, in order, brief, that Sumer was 2,000 years old, Greco-Roman 900, Greco-Roman, was it 900 years? Or was it 9,000? Hell, I forget. Well, you look, I can't see my thingy. Thing is 900. No, I'm not gonna go there. And then it was only 5,000 years ago that 900, because then the Western culture started in the 1500s. Okay, and so before the 1500s, you had 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So when you go back, when you work back in the years of Anno Domini, and so that's not even that far away from BC. from 2 BC, or no, from 3000 BC, or I don't even know where the cutoff of the BC is, then to go to AD. That's the whole understanding the timeline. I'm trying to look and see if I have it on there. Oh yeah, well there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 BC, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 AD. And so, where is it? 6, 5, 4. 1, 2, 3. No, it's 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because yes. So it was only 600 years that, the Western culture has been around. It's not that long. It really isn't. And we only need 300 more years to be the same thing as the Greco-Roman era. Okay, 300, and we're heading down that direction. Am I going to see like spaceships down the street from me 300 years from now? Well, with the whole JJ mentality, and hopefully we don't have such cataclysmic stuff go on, that that those in the JJ world can stick around, we will see what will happen. Okay? We will see what will happen. But right now, it's just getting this information out that people can live indefinitely. Immortality is not being afraid of evolution. And you got to feel the pain. Salt has been hidden from you. Salt has been put in the fear of God in you. Salt has been withheld because salt is your autonomy. But too much salt, as far as staying on the J juice and doing waterfalls all the time, will turn you into the crypt keeper. So there's a balance. Withholding salt from people is not giving them the opportunity to release the viral demons. And then my end in the beginning of JJ's was they were in a cured state. That's why all the testimonies around the diagnosable conditions like cancer and other autoimmune disorders. And that's why people were loving the JJ's. And the people who were just at the beginning of their evolution were feeling the pain. They hated the JJ's. So that's why I had a split. So when you think about people of 7 billion people in a 60,000 person group, 50% were loving the JJ's, 50% were hating the JJ's, and Dr. Phil was like, oh my God, this girl's a gold mine. I'm going to go and exploit the shit out of her. And so did he, so did all the journalists. And so that's why the salt has a split type of personality, because people don't understand it, and they understand it, but they will abuse it. Just like anything else. When you want to be in a cure state all the time, you will abuse anything like drugs, alcohol, and sex, and whatever. Jelly juice is not a drug. Salt is not a drug, but it puts somebody in a cured state. And when you're in equilibrium indefinitely, you're dead. You might live for a minute as your heart keeps pumping, but as you lose substance, because you keep doing the J juice every single time you want to evolve, and this virus is an evolution. My husband going to the bar with a bunch of people who are on the decline. I mean, no offense to them, but everybody here in Ohio over 50 and 40 and 30, they're on the decline. The why viruses are passed around more in the cold is because protein denaturation happens in colder climates, below freezing. Okay? And so when your proteins are denaturalizing, whatever, and your proteins are going through a denaturation process, they get released through your immune system. You cough. And so that breakdown of the proteins and the viruses are still in them, they're going to go into the atmosphere. And it's going to happen a lot because we have a lot of people who can't handle the cold. I mean, they can wear their earmuffs and they can wear all their stuff, but they're still not immune to the cold. So the body's going to break down from the cold, and all that virus stuff is going to go in the atmosphere. And people are going to breathe it in, and they won't even know it. And they're going to hang out together. And this is where it's going to be the twin-demic. So anyways, I'm going to go, but I just wanted to simplify how long these civilizations have been around. And everything stems back from Sumer. And then, yes, the ritual human sacrifice. Oh, we're living in the days of human sacrifice on so many levels. And it's modernized, it's modernity's human sacrifice. And they're going to call it something else. Oh, it was an accident. It's only accident because you can't prove it was intent. There was an intentional intent behind it. You can dress up any intentful situation as an accident. It's not that difficult. Because if you can't prove intent, then it's always going to be an accident. So, life is very interesting. Just stay on your toes, y'all. All right, bye.